Andy, good to see you.
Hi, how are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, good. Are you a coffee fan?
Yeah, I love a coffee.
Let's go and grab one, come on. Is it part of the pre-match ritual, coffee?
Yeah, I've got 3 kids, so I need coffee to stay awake.
Of course, yeah.
I'll make one for you as well.
Yes, please.
You can try it if you want.
So this is me now.
Yeah,
I'll do the taste test. Served with a spill as well.
It's a bit hot. It's alright.
Yeah, it's
milky.
not bad.
It's a bit milky.
It's not bad. Are there many coffee drinkers in the squad?
There's a few. I think probably the ones you'd expect. Everyone with children is on the coffees, and then the young boys all on the caramel lattes, you know, the sweet ones. But yeah, I normally drink it black. But yeah.
Nice. Sign of a true athlete, that is. So Andy, after that, do you fancy yourself owning a cafe when you finish your playing career, becoming a barista?
Owning it, maybe not so much making the coffees. Yeah, the frothing of the milk didn't go too well, but black coffee I can do, so that's all right.
Stick to life on the pitch for now. So it's been an incredible, well, I guess 18 months for you on the field. Where does Bristol City now for you? Among all the teams you played for throughout your career, Aston Villa, Derby, Rapid Vienna from your hometown as well. What is and how does the affinity with Bristol City fan base feel for you now? Is this the sort of heyday of your career, if you like?
I think so, yeah. I think I'll always have fond memories of obviously my time at Villa, because I came there when I was still 15 years old, came through the youth team, and I was there for 8 years. So obviously they kind of gave me my chance in England, so I'll always have fond memories of that time there. But yeah, I think this is my 5th season here now, and I love it here. Everything, the city, I love the city, the people, the fans. I feel I've got a good connection with the fans. I think everyone around the club, I get on with everyone. So I think it's the best time of my career, definitely. Yeah.
It's been such a successful time for you personally. Let's go back to where it all began for you. Of course, you started playing for your hometown club in Vienna. Who were those, I guess, early influences for you when you first started your career? Was it a family thing that sort of pushed you into football?
Well, actually, both my parents actually did athletics, so they were hurdlers, both of them. They did 100-meter hurdles. My godfather used to play for Rapid Vienna, so I was always, and my dad then, when he retired, when I was 2 years old, he played like semi-professional, so I was kind of always on the football pitch watching him play, or well, we call him my uncle. He's not really my uncle, but so we were watching him, and from then on, I was always on the football pitch, to be honest. But I actually never really played football until I was 7, and then I think it was like athletics that I did like a camp and played football in the free time, and it was on a pitch, the local pitch, and one of the local teams kind of seen me there and said, "Oh, do I fancy coming to training?" And then from then on it just kind of accelerated, and I was just started playing football every day then.
Do you think that athleticism within your family, I guess in terms of your playing style now, do you think it comes from that to some degree? We're used to seeing you at Ashton Gate literally giving everything from the moment the whistle blows to start a match through to the end, and that's what the fans love you for. Do you think that kind of comes from that innate athleticism with your family, and I guess the athletics with both your parents as well? Yeah,
I guess it definitely helps probably. If it's in my genes that they're very sporty, they still are now. So yeah, I've always had that. I was always in sports from the moment I was born, so that's definitely helped. Also, obviously, they knew kind of how to help me because they've been professional sports people, and like I say, it definitely helps. I think having parents who are athletes. Yeah.
And were there any, I guess, when you first got picked up by, your local side, were there any sort of knockbacks in those early days, or has it always been football? Have you been fully focused on a career in the sport?
Not really. I don't think I ever thought I was going to be a footballer. I think, well, you dream of it, but you don't think, I'm going to be one. I still did tennis and athletics outside of football, because like my children now as well, we're just trying to get them into as many sports as possible, just even if they don't become anything in that sport. I think having a sport in your childhood, I think it helps you for the future as well, being sporty and healthy. So yeah, I did loads of sports, and then yeah, I don't know, when I probably got like 10, 11, I kind of, people started saying, oh, he's actually not bad. And then, yeah, I just went from there. And yeah, when I was 13, I went to Rapid Vienna for 2 years, and that was obviously the biggest club in Austria at the time. Obviously now you've got Red Bull Salzburg and stuff, but back then it was Rapid Vienna, and yeah, that was then when I thought, oh, maybe I'm not bad. Yeah, I'm quite good.
And football's ruthless as well. I mean, I was watching something with Gary Neville recently where he's talked about not necessarily being the most skillful player, but as you come through the ranks, I guess it becomes more cutthroat, and players drop out year on year as they come through their sort of early teens. Was that any sort of a worry for you? Were you always fully focused on making it in the game?
Yeah, well, I don't think I'm the most talented, if I'm being honest. I think my strength, as we've mentioned before, is probably the hard work and like movement and stuff like that. But on the ball, maybe I'm not as technical as some other players. But yeah, I've always worked really hard, and yeah, it's got me like far in the game. But yeah, I think it's something. Is it 1% of people who play football make it professional? So yeah, it's very hard. So I'm one of the lucky ones. But yeah, I've been lucky, if I'm being honest. And from the moment I've came to England, I've never looked back really, and I've just kind of always gone to the first. It was the under 23s, then the first team, and kind of just always moved forward. So yeah, I've been kind of lucky and probably at the right place at the right time really, and got my chance and took it.
And then you mentioned coming to the UK then with Aston Villa. Where did that call first come from, and what was that moment like? I mean, Aston Villa, of course, are a massive club, as we know. They've spent time more recently in the Championship, but are rebuilding again now.
Yeah, obviously, I was 15, and I think I was playing for the under 16s for Austria, and he's not my manager anymore because he retired, but my manager I had for agent I had for 15 years, kind of just called the house phone. He was from Holland, and he said he's worked with Aston Villa before, and they've asked if he can get in contact with me if I wanted to do a trial. And in Austria, obviously, you have the winter break, so I had no football for 2 months. So they asked if in the school holidays I wanted to come up for a week, and yeah, I went there, had a week's training with them. Me and my dad went. I played a game at the end of the week, and yeah, I scored 2 goals in the game. And then after that, to be honest, they said straight away they want me to sign as like a scholar, like a first team. First year in the youth team, so yeah, it kind of went really quick from there, to be honest.
And are you a homeboy? Was that quite a daunting thing to go across? I mean, you mentioned your dad there. You and your dad, was your dad a big influence on you growing up?
I think I'm close with my family. I wouldn't say I don't know if you're the same, but I know my wife speaks to her parents every single day.
Right,
I don't. I don't know if that's like me being a man or whatever. I text them saying you okay, and then that'll be it for 2 days. The only time I speak to them is FaceTime, and I'm with the kids, to be honest. So. But no, I'm close with them. But even I think when I was at Rapid Vienna, that is literally the other side of Vienna from where we lived. And I used to go to a school where I had training in the morning, and we had school from 12 till 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and then training in the evening. So I literally left the house at 7 in the morning and then come back till 10 o'clock at night. So I was kind of out of the house all day anyway. So I don't know if I was maybe used to it anyway, but yeah, of course it was a big move. Well, I was a month away from being 16, but I was still 15. Yeah, moving everything to England to play for Aston Villa. I was lucky another Austrian came with me. He signed at the same time as me, so I had someone there speaking German with, and that I knew as well from the youth team in Austria. And yeah, we lived with a host family like Diggs, and yeah, just went on from there. Really.
Well, that must be tough at a young age, living with a host family there, because I guess you don't necessarily know. I suppose they're used to having players or other children from different industries coming and living with them, but that must be quite tough adapting to that, not being able to come necessarily home to home comforts in the evening after a session. Yeah,
no, it was, but they were brilliant, to be fair. They were really nice. I lived there for 4 years, I think, or 3 years, so I got on with them really well. And in the first year, to be honest, I think it was something like I had 6 flights back home and my parents had 6 flights here, so it was more like once every month that either I was back home for a weekend or they were here. So it wasn't like I just got here and never came back. It was, we still see my parents every other month, and so yeah, it wasn't. Sounds like I don't like them, but it wasn't. It wasn't as. I was never homesick or anything. I kind of just enjoyed it really. As soon as I came here, I loved it, and never looked back.
And of course, I guess a lot of people that watch you play now for Bristol City almost don't forget necessarily that the Premier League days, you burst onto the scene pretty young, with Aston Villa, playing Premier League football, over 100 appearances in the Premier League, plenty of goals as well. Can you remember your debut and playing in the Premier League for the first time?
Yeah, I'll never forget my debut, my debut week, because it was the first game of the season. I was 19. I came on in I think it was the 87th minute or something against West Ham for, I think it was Ashley Young, won 3-0, but then we played Rapid Vienna in the Europa League on the Thursday.
Wow.
So 4 days after making my debut, and I is in Vienna, my whole family was there, and I came on in the 80th minute and got stretchered off in the 82nd minute. So, and I was injured. I ruptured every ligament in my ankle, so I was then injured until January. So yeah, I'll never forget that week.
Wow.
So it was from like being up there to rock bottom. So yeah, that was tough after having such a high, but yeah, so I'll never forget that week.
Yeah. And I mean, you scored some big goals as well against, and I was watching last night the goals against Man City, amazing goals at Anfield as well. Any sort of moments that really stand out for you as a Premier League player for Aston Villa?
Yeah, I think the Man City one is. I think there's a picture. I think it's still in Aston Villa Stadium now, where I'm standing in front of the whole end, with kind of my arms out wide, and you can see all the fans. So you only see my back, but you see all the fans celebrating. And obviously we beat them 3-2. It was the winner, so that was a special day. And then at Anfield, scoring at Anfield was brilliant. To be fair, I was quite lucky. I scored at the Emirates as well, so that was a nice feeling. And then against Man United, I scored at Villa Park. So yeah, I've been lucky. I scored against the big team, so that was good. Yeah,
absolutely. I think there's videos of you turning Chris Smalling inside out, and among other players as well. And I guess for you, you've played all those games in the Premier League. The desire for you, and certainly it looks this way on the pitch, is to take Bristol City there as well and play in the Premier League again. Yeah, 100%. I think when I first left Aston Villa to go to Derby, I think my ambition was to get promoted with Derby. We lost twice in the playoffs, so we didn't quite make it. And then when I signed here, of course it's been I think 6 or 7 years now, but I wanna play there again. I still feel really fit, really good, so yeah, hopefully I can do it with this club. That's definitely a dream to play there again. And where does this squad rank now? The likes of you've seen a lot of very talented players during your time at Aston Villa, Bristol City, Derby as well. The likes of Jack Grealish, for example, probably coming through in his early days. Where does this Bristol City squad rank? Do you think they can go all the way? You've got the likes of Alex Scott and Eamon Benarouz coming through, some really talented players there. Yeah, there is. I think there's a good blend at the minute. I think we've got a lot of, as you mentioned, a lot of exciting young players, a few older ones, myself included, who have been there and have got enough experience now. So yeah, I think the championship is, out of the 24 teams, 20 probably tell you they want to get promoted. So it's a really hard league. Well, as I know, because I've not got out of the year. But yeah, of course our ambitions are to get promoted. But I think you can tell, even though the first few games, apart from obviously the Luton one, haven't gone how we wanted to, that there's a bit something different this season. I don't know, the togetherness. I think it showed on Tuesday after we were a man down. I think there's a really good togetherness. I think you can feel it. I think the fans felt it on Tuesday that we really wanted that win, and obviously it's only 4 games in, so we got 42 to go. So it's a long way to go, but I think we're definitely improved from last season already, and hopefully we'll see how far it can take us. I think if there was one player that exudes the sort of togetherness at the moment, it's yourself and the likes of Cowie Smith. I saw him giving everybody stick. He's certainly a vocal player on the pitch, and he's probably what Bristol City have needed at the back and through the spine of the team. Yeah, he is. He has a go at anyone, and he expects it back if he makes a mistake or whatever. So no, it's good. I think that's what you need, though. It's not
I'm the same. I'm quite quiet off the pitch, but on the pitch I'm quite loud, and it's not. You're not falling out with anyone, or you don't mean it personally. It's just you want to win the game. So I think we understand that if he shouts at someone, it's not because he doesn't like you. It's because he's desperate to win, and he wants to help you. And yeah, we definitely need it. And yeah, I think since he's come in, he's been really good for us. Yeah.
And championship games, they come thick and fast. I know, life off the pitch for you. There must be a few challenges with regards to the sort of heavy fixture schedule as well. I believe your family are still up in the Midlands. How do you manage that time with them? And has that ever kind of made life difficult for you off the pitch?
Well, no. I think we've worked it out quite well. I think it's a bit tougher, to be fair. That I was back with Austria now, because I was obviously away for nearly 3 weeks in the summer. That was probably the hardest bit, because my son's only 8 months now, so I probably missed a month and a half of his life so far. So that's been tough. But with Bristol, I think where the house is, where my children and my wife live, it's only an hour 20, hour 30 away. So I'm not on the other side of the country. I've got an apartment here. They come here every weekend. School holidays now, so they've been here for nearly 2 or 3 weeks now. So yeah, no, we make it work, and I've got a day off. I'll go home, and yeah, sometimes I travel, but like I say, it's only an hour and 20 minutes, so it's not the end of the world.
And who is that person then? Is it your wife after a game that you kind of confide in? Say results don't go your way. Last season at times there were some real sort of low moments. Who is that person to sort of go to in those moments? I mean, do you feel isolated sometimes in Bristol?
I don't speak to anyone, to be honest. So when I drive home, I think it's quite nice, because I've got an hour in the car, where then when I come back, see if we've lost the game, I'll drive home, and by the time I get home, it's kind of forgotten, and I can walk in and just be there for the kids and be happy. So I think that drive kind of helps me sometimes, so I can switch off. I love football, to be honest, but when I leave football, I don't really watch a lot of football. I'm kind of just switch off and try and be there with the kids. So yeah, that drive probably helps me a bit to get over it and be there when I get home.
And we mentioned your style of play. Does that translate into everything you do outside of football as well? Are you ultra competitive? Are you doing things at 1,000,000 miles an hour, or is it as soon as you've sort of left the pitch, you kind of...
Yeah, no, I'm competitive. I want to win everything I do, even if it's playing with the kids. But my wife will probably tell you I'm lazy, but that's probably doing the house jobs at home. But I'll try my best when I come home, and as I said, I'm quite good at it now. Maybe when I was a bit younger I wasn't, but now it's as soon as I leave training or I leave a match, it's not my children's fault that we've lost the game, so I kind of just switch off, and I want to be there and then be happy for them, not be sulking or still thinking about the game.
And at the start of the season before last, of course, you had that horrible injury. You mentioned your ankle ligaments there, but generally through your career you've been pretty injury-free, I believe. What was that like when that first happened? And I'm interested as well, because I think that season your contract was due to maybe expire, or at least there was sort of talk around it being extended. Is that something then during your recovery that's sort of playing on your mind a bit? Since that ankle injury, I don't think I've been injured. So that was 10 years later. So I've been lucky in that sense. It was a weird one. I didn't think I did anything bad, to be honest, because there was an initial pain, but then it went, and then I tried to play on in the game, and I didn't see I didn't have a scan till Monday, so I played the game on Saturday, and I was walking around Bristol with the kids and went for dinner, and I thought, it can't be that bad, because I'm walking, there's no swelling, there's nothing. I was carrying my daughter, who was at the time 2 years old, so it was all fine. And I came in Monday morning, and the physio kind of they do this test for the cruise ship, and just went, I'm not going to say the words he said, but I'm not, I think you've done your cruise ship, and I was like, what? I didn't believe it, and then went and had a scan, and the surgeon luckily was free straight away, and before we even got the scan results back, I went and seen him, and he looked at the knee and he went, that's your cruciate. So it was a bit of a shock. I think I coped with it pretty well. The hardest bit, I would say, I've said before, was probably because we were still in COVID times. I needed to isolate before the operation,
So I think I had my COVID test on the Friday morning, and then I had to isolate until Monday morning in the apartment.
Wow.
So basically I was 3 days just sitting by myself, knowing what's going to happen on Monday. So that was the hardest bit of it, I think, just waiting. Once I've had the operation, I think I was kind of, because I've never had a bad injury, I was kind of saying, I think I did an interview at the end of last season where I said, like, not enjoyed it, but I kind of always wanted the little steps forward, and I enjoyed the journey of like getting back to full fitness. And yeah, about my contract, I think yeah, I had an option year, which in the end the club didn't take, and we renegotiated. But yeah, it was it was out of my hand. It was, for me personally, I just had to get as fit and as strong and come back as quick and fit as possible, which I think I did. I think I was training after 5.5 months, so that was quite quick, I think, from a cruciate. So yeah, it went perfect, really. I'd never had a setback, nothing. So yeah, I couldn't have wished for a better rehab, really.
And was that then the fittest you've probably been throughout your career? I noticed when Chris Martin, he had his injury layoff, sort of, well, probably maybe a bit after you, I'm not entirely sure. But he came back then, the following season was ripped, wasn't he? You know, he'd really got himself in top shape. I think Nigel Pearson had just arrived at that point. So were you sort of at the height of your fitness then, or was
I would say so, yeah, because, well, if you can tell now, I don't really go in the gym at the minute and weights. But yeah, obviously you're in the gym every day when you're injured, doing your leg weights, upper body. So yeah, I felt really good. I think what helped me was I trained the week before the season finished, and then, well, when the lads broke up, I was a fit player, so I had 6 weeks off as well. So by the time I came back, it was almost 8 months after surgery. So it wasn't like I had to join in mid-season and go straight into a game and try and rush it back. I had 6 weeks off, and then I came back pre-season a fit player, and that definitely helped me, I think, because as I said, I had nearly 8 months, and then I think it was a Celtic game in pre-season last year after 8.5 months post-surgery. So I think that definitely helped me, having the 6 weeks off, kind of reset and start again.
And then did you ever anticipate you'd have the season that you did last year? The trio up top of you, Chris Martin and Semenyo as well, in a side that struggled at times, but I guess as a forward three, you kind of pulled Bristol City through and out of difficult situations at times. Did you ever anticipate you'd have quite such a good season? Because it's by far and away your best personally.
No. When I first obviously started pre-season, I didn't know how I'd react. Obviously, just playing a game. Not even just at goals. I think I only missed about 20 minutes of Championship football all season. So even that, after coming back from a cruciate, I didn't expect. The goals, it just kind of, I think it was more, to be fair, after Christmas, it just kind of, just took off. I think all of us we clicked, and it just, every game, it was either me scoring, Antoine or Chris. You almost went into the game knowing we're going to score. So it felt good. It was a good feeling, and we didn't perform as a team, as a whole, as we wanted to, as high at the table as we wanted to, but personally, it's my best season ever.
Of course, Naki and Tommy in on the act now as well. I mean, did Nigel Pearson tweak anything about your game when he first arrived, or is it very much a case of go and kind of do your thing? Is there any little snippets that he's sort of given you that propelled you to score all of those goals?
I think he played me central all season. I think I've always said playing through the middle is my best position, and I've always said as well, I think I'm always confident that I'm quite good in front of goal, that I can take my chances. But obviously if you play on the wing, you get different kind of chances than when you play from the middle. You come at a different angle, you might shoot with your left foot rather than your right foot, just different scenarios. So playing through the middle, and then I think what helped me having Chris and Anton up top and me kind of in behind them, because they kind of took care of the defenders, and I just arrived in the box by myself and managed to get all the chances, and obviously it was good for me.
Bullying defenders, absolutely. And I mean, if you had to pick a sort of one moment as part of your Bristol City career, was it Bramall Lane away? Was it scoring in the seven-side derby? Of course, we hope the best days are still sort of yet to come. You certainly started this season off in the same vein. Is there one moment that really sort of stands out for you?
I think I've been lucky to have had a few good moments that I always remember. But I think obviously you mentioned Bramall Lane, that was my first ever hat-trick, so that was a special day. I think Millwall at home, when I got a hat-trick at Aston Gate, it was brilliant. Yeah, the last season, both games against Cardiff, winning them both, also scoring in both of them. And then, yeah, the Hull, the chip, I think that was a nice goal. So yeah, I've had a few good games I'll always remember, yeah.
That was the one weekend I picked to go on holiday, was the Hull game when we won 5-0, so that was a classic. And then, of course, the season culminates in your call-up then to the Austria squad, 10 years after your debut, scoring in the National Stadium in front of your family. I mean, that is it. That is the epitome of playing professional football, I guess.
Yeah, it was amazing. I thought, obviously I got back into it in March, but yeah, I thought I wouldn't play again for Austria, to be honest. Just obviously I was away for 7 years. I didn't get called up initially in March, even though I think I was on 18 goals, so I was a bit disappointed because I thought, well, if not now,
when?
But then a few players got injured and I got called up. The manager left, and obviously Ralph Rangnick came in, and yeah, he called me into his first squad, and I didn't expect probably to play. I think we had 4 games. I started 3 of them. I probably didn't expect that. I started left wing back the first game, so that I definitely didn't expect that.
Saw some of the games where you filled in here, I guess.
But yeah, against France, it was amazing. Unfortunately, they scored with like 5 minutes to go, I think, so we drew the game. But yeah, personally, it was. I think there was 50,000 people there in Vienna. Yeah, there was about 20 people there from I knew, my family, friends. So yeah, it was. Yeah, I didn't think that day come, but it was brilliant. Yeah.
I guess scoring goals in those situations when you've got. We saw it with Tommy Conway here the other night in front of his family, getting his first goal at Aston Gate. When you see them smiling in the stands, I know you know it's difficult with them in Vienna as well. That kind of, you almost went full circle there to some extent.
Yeah, brilliant. I think you could tell. Obviously, like my wife and kids weren't there because they were in England, but my parents were there, and my brother and my uncle and everyone. So yeah, I seen them after the game, and yeah, you could just tell how proud they were. I was happy. I was very happy, and yeah, hopefully I've got a few more games for Austria as well.
Well, do you sort of speak, I guess, frequently to someone like Ralph Rangnick? What's his influence been like since he's come? I mean, he's a well-known name now. In some respects, a bit unknown before he got the Manchester United job. But do you speak to him much? Do you kind of get a bit of an insight as to where you are and whether you're part of future plans?
Not since the last games in June, to be honest. I haven't spoken. No. I think it'll be when I think it's in September. There's the next international break, so I'm sure I'll find out if I'm in it or not. But no, to be honest, I didn't know him before either, and yeah, I thought he was really good, like really good manager. His ideas and how he wants to play. I could see how he's had success over his career, and yeah, I really enjoyed it, to be honest, working with him. Yeah.
And I'm always interested in terms of players you've played with and managers you've played under throughout the years. Toughest opponent you faced, maybe in the early sort of Premier League days?
Yeah, I think toughest. It's probably the obvious one. So when I first started playing at Villa, I was more on the right wing, so I played against like Ashley Cole and players like that. I think you obviously had Ferdinand, Terry. I used to always say the Chelsea ones because that was the only team I didn't score against. So yeah, they had obviously John Terry, and I think it was Carvalho and Ashley Cole at the back, Ivanovic. So yeah, they were quite tough. They were really good when I first started playing. So yeah, I'll probably say the Chelsea backline. Yeah.
And best player you've played with? You can mention, of course, the City boys as well.
Yeah, I think I've been again lucky to have played with a lot, but I think obviously the one I can't not say is Alaba. Obviously, David Alaba. I think I seen the other day he's won about 30 titles in his career. I think he's won the Champions League 3 times. He's won the Bundesliga 10 times. The Spanish league, plays for Real Madrid. So yeah, I think it's nothing really tops him, to be honest. He's got to be up there.
Feels like you're in the halcyon days of your career, and hopefully there's many more years to come playing for Austria, Bristol City in the Premier League, we hope, of course. Do you sort of think about life after football, or is that not really enter your psyche at all yet?
I think you always probably, once you get to 30, everyone says you're old. Obviously I'm 31 now, but I feel the fittest I've ever been. I feel I'm playing my best football, so I don't know if I'm at my peak now, but yeah, I feel my confidence is through the roof at the minute. So yeah, I feel like I've got quite a few years to go. So yeah, I've not really thought about it after yet now.
Well, I'm sure you do. Andy, it's been a pleasure. I'm not sure there's a career for you as a barista. But
no, they've shut down now. I've made a coffee. They've closed.
They've all gone home anyway. Andy, a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.